This year's Momentum UNISA Household Wellness Insights report has been released. It informs households on how they can achieve financial success and an insight into recovery before and after COVID-19. Momentum's head of consumer brand marketing, Charlotte Nsubuga-Mukasa, my apologies for that, talks to us now for more. I'm sorry that I butchered your surname there, Charlotte, but I'll get it right in the end. Let's get into some of the details of what came out of this report and how some households were able to weather the storm better than others.
So thank you very much for having me. I actually just want to, first of all, appreciate that every single viewer that is watching today's show will acknowledge that how you define success is unique to you. But what was interesting about this study is that it showcased 7 habits that lead or accelerate certain individuals to financial success. But it also showcased what are the habits that halt or hold us back in terms of achieving the same financial success. For those viewers who are watching who are not sure what I'm talking about, there is a campaign that is always on. It's 2 years old. It's called #Success is a Science by Momentum. It's underpinned by 9 years worth of research study in partnership with UNISA. And once a year it holds a festival where it tells South Africans what's in the study, so that it assists with financial insights, financial information, and mainly habits and behaviors that we need to be mindful of, which are impacting our financial success, which in this year, or in this case, included COVID-19.
One of the things that inhibits financial success or holds us back, as you've just mentioned, is the fact that a lot of South Africans don't plan financially, nor do they seek financial advice. How do we change that mindset, particularly now as we are more constrained and we need to start using our money more wisely?
I want to first admit that topics like budgeting, I myself did not grow up with a house that allowed money discussions to take place at the dinner table. But what I want to encourage South Africans to understand is that lockdown also means family time. We are either staying with each other, visiting each other, or quarantining with each other. And it's a good time for us to sit down and ask, what are our long-term financial goals as a family or a household? And then to step back and then put measurable goals in place to then say what how these measurable goals would lead to that particular vision. But coming back to your question in terms of financial advice, we grow up thinking that financial advice is only for the elite. This industry study showcases that financial advice is valuable and powerful, and it's not just for those who can afford it. Those people who apply financial advice in their lifetime with their families and with an accountability partner like a financial advisor definitely navigated COVID-19, and we could see it in the statistics with UNISA. So financial advice is something that we need to open up ourselves into. We need to double click and find out what is the role of a financial advisor. Is a financial advisor somebody that I could access even as somebody who's in the middle income earning bracket? And if so, how do I find out if they vibe with me? How do I find out if they understand my household constraints, where I'm going, and am I too young to have a financial advisor? And the answer is no. But you've got to ask the right questions. You've got to search the internet, and if you're not sure, find out who is using a financial advisor and how has that accelerated their journey to success.
Yeah, but there's a misconception, and I think it's probably one of the reasons that people shy away from financial advisors, is that they're costly, they're unaffordable. If I want to talk to someone about my finances, I'm going to have to pay an arm and a leg.
And it's actually a myth, to be honest with you. And I think that's the tragedy of South Africans. First of all, we don't have a culture of savings across the country. We don't have a culture of investing. And if you overlay the myth that financial advisors are costly, it's a conundrum that leads to failure. And because we are grounded on success, we are in deep-seated partnerships with companies or organizations like UNISA to dispel the myth and to make, or let's call it, democratize information, democratize insights, or debust myths such as this, so we can make sure that whether you're in the lower income, middle income, or higher income bracket, you understand how to use a financial advisor for your vision, how to access a financial advisor for your goals, because they're actually quite inexpensive if you understand how to use them, when to use them, and more importantly, where to find them.
Right, and then just the final thought from you. You've spoken about household needing to plan and setting goals for their spending needs and wants, but then something like COVID-19 hits, totally unexpected, totally throws you off a budget and off course. How does that then, how does the family rather then deal with that particular issue?
So I would like to offer not advice, but 7 behaviors to assist all households across South Africa. The first is use your dinner time, your lunchtime, or your monthly family meetings to understand what your household long-term vision is and get the kids in unpacking what those small measurable goals are in leading up to that vision. If everybody in the household gets involved in this vision, they understand whether they earn an income or not, what those behaviors are in cost efficiencies in your household to help you reach your long-term visions. That's number one, measurable goals. The second one is understanding that 3 to 6 months of savings can actually help you navigate COVID-19. The study showed that those people who had put a nest egg together 3 to 6 months worth of their salary definitely successfully navigated COVID-19 far better than those who were living hand to mouth. Now, I understand that not everyone has disposable income, but it is one of those habits that helps us to navigate pandemics such as COVID-19 or any macro factor that you do not have control with. The third comes to low-income households, and this is the behavior that they actually get right. Low-income households know where their money is at all times. When we interviewed them, whether they were in their household or in a taxi, they knew what was in their wallet at all times. And I really believe that whether you're in the upper or the middle income household, there's something to learn from them in terms of understanding where your money is at all times. So that's number 3. Number 4 is make intelligent investment choices. And do so with an accountability partner, whether that's your husband, whether it's a financial advisor, like a dietitian, like an oncologist, a pediatrician. Go to a specialist that understands money and make investment or intelligent investment choices. Number 5 would be understand your mental health. Because the key that those people who have mental health issues did start to decap from their financial goals and it impacted their financial success. When you wanted to intervene, did you have a question for me?
No, I'm just saying we've run out of time, unfortunately, but those insights that you did share with us, I'm sure will be very helpful for households from today moving into the new year. They're talking about the wellness of households in 2020 and in the time of COVID-19.